Welcome, welcome. This Labor Day weekend, I'm thrilled to have such an audience. Welcome to you, and welcome to all of you who are listening on live stream. We're very happy to be here. And here we are with our band, which is wonderful. If you don't know them, Amber Darlin on guitar, Kathy Murray on keyboard, Eric on bass, and Robin on drums. And they're going to lead us into the service. Take it away.
All right, well, if you all want to stand up if you're able, and we'll sing into this day together. Blessed day, I am thankful, grateful heart, I am whole. Glory be to the power of this mind that I know. Soulful praise to the wonder, freedom, sing a joyful song. Calling love to the center, lifting all is a one. Blessed day, I am thankful, grateful heart, I am whole. Glory be to the power of this mind that I know. Soulful praise to the wonder, freedom, sing a joyful song. Calling love to the center, lifting all is one. I sing it now, so it is anything I dream. It is singing now, so it is. Think bigger now, so it is. I'm holding this vision of peace, knowing a world of harmony. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. Blessed day, I am thankful, grateful heart, I am whole. Glory be to the power of this mind that I know. Soulful praise to the wonder, freedom, sing a joyful song. Calling love to the center, lifting all is one. I'm singing out, so it is anything I dream. It is singing now, so it is. Think bigger now, so it is. I'm holding this vision of peace, knowing a world of harmony. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. I'm singing now, so it is anything I dream. It is singing now, so it is. Think bigger now, so it is. I'm holding this vision of peace, knowing a world of harmony. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. Calling love to the center, lifting all. We are free. Lovely voices out there this morning. Take a minute to greet those neighbors out there.
I love that song. I love that
All right, shall we? Yeah, my soul. Ready? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is well. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Wow, good to be here. I'm Heidi, practitioner of the day, along with Wanda, and I'm happy to offer you this opening prayer. Today I sink deeply into that center of myself, into that sacred space, in this sacred place, where I know who I am and who we all are. We are spiritual beings in these human bodies. And today I surrender. I surrender to that truth. And I allow it to shine through me, to flow through me. I am a channel of peace today. And I see beauty everywhere I look. That is the truth of my being. That is the truth of who we are. And so I let go, I let God, and so it is.
So I'd like to invite any of the children and tweens that are here today to come on up. These are the elementary school teachers, Georgia and Lily, and we have tweens as well, and I think Cheryl is going to be one of the teachers for that, and Joe's somewhere about the place. I don't know. He'll remember at some point. And we have a song that Amber has brought us to sing the kids out to their outdoor classrooms.
Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the humans sing hooray. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Sing hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race. Yeah, all right, you have a great time out in your class today. Thanks for singing along with that one. It's fun. I mean, we need to say hooray more often, right? Well, we're going to move into some musical meditation together. We have a couple songs for you today. to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light divine. Let's sing all of me. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light. 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 All of me pure light divine. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is light. All of me pure light divine. All is love. All is love, all is light. 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 Sing all is love. All is love, all is light. All is love, all is love, all is light. All of me pure light divine. Let's sing that again to our hearts. All of me pure light divine. One more time. All of me pure light divine. surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. Let's sing, I surrender. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. One more time, I surrender. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. Yes, I fall into the arms of love.
Thank you. It's the perfect song because I'm talking about, it doesn't seem like it. I admit, the title is weird. Hang 10. When I was a little girl, the Beach Boys were really, really big. And there were a lot of other surfer bands that were going on, male, female, and everything in between. And so this whole brand of clothing came out called Hang 10, and it had a little symbol of these two little sandal-clad, bare feet kind of thing. And you know, it was a magic time in our country because there was all this change happening. And so I came across a quote by Brian Eno. I don't know if you know who he is. He's an incredible musician, but he's way more than that. He was the one that designed the sails for the Sydney Opera House. So he's just this incredible guy. And he said this: control and surrender have to be kept in balance. That's what surfers do. Take control of the situation, then be carried. Then take control, then be carried, over and over. And that's why it's Hang 10 today, is because I really wanted to talk about our new theme for the month, which is living in balance. And I wanted to talk about surrender and control and how they need to be in balance in a spiritual life. And And I was telling, we were testing my mic, and they always say, well, talk. And so I was saying, well, I'm going to talk about surrender, which is super not a popular topic, and people are probably not going to like it, and on and on. Because surrender is for a lot of people is, no, no, I'm not going to do that. Because we grew up with surrender being the white flag and the fighting the enemy, and then if we lose, and we're under their control and all that. And actually, that's not the kind of surrender that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a spiritual surrender, which is really actually quite different. And it has to do about what Amber and the band were singing about, that in spiritual surrender there is eventually, not right away necessarily, trust and knowing that there's something greater that's holding us all, that's operating through all of us, that is whatever you want to call it. I often call it spirit or the divine energy, because it flows through all things, all people, all animals, everything, and has within its nature a wisdom that goes beyond our wisdom. And so for people who are in recovery or in a 12-step program, this is like old news, because the 12 steps of that program have a lot to do with surrender into something larger, into something that can hold even an addiction and help the person move beyond the addictive pattern. So it's old news for some, but it's hard news for all of us, I think, because we get into these situations. Well, I won't say we. I'll say I get into situations, maybe you do too, where the part of me that is very good at solutions and working out differences and finding different ways of doing things and options and all that. Any of you like that? It's a great gift, truly, except when you have to surrender. And then it's more like this. I can fix this. I know I can find a solution or an option that no one's thought of. I can do it. I know I can. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes there are situations you find yourself in, and all of that doesn't work, A relationship ends, a medical diagnosis happens, a life change occurs, and it's unexpected. And all of a sudden, all those skills, which are beautiful and wonderful and very helpful most of the time, get in the way. And so that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit, is how to get out of the way so that something more that is wiser can actually move in and take the situation to a new level of expression that's better, ultimately. So surrender in this sense then is like stopping that habit energy of trying to force solutions or fix a problem, and then instead moving into some skill sets that on the spiritual path we encourage people to develop. So I thought I'd talk about those because it's easier than talking about surrender as a purity. So to have the ability to trust and let go, there are 3 things that I'm aware of on my own journey that I need in those situations where I've got to let go of the habitual way I respond because it's not working. So the first is patience. I am a fan of the Nordic runes. I love, those runes. And for years now, almost every time I would pull a rune, it would be patience. And I would throw it down and go, I know, all right, I got that. So patience. And in our world, actually, patience is being untaught in lots of different ways. And this is what I mean. We have instant downloads. We have same-day delivery. We have one-click purchases. We have instant messaging. We can do almost anything immediately. And so when things don't go that way, we can discover in ourselves a tremendous impatience with being slowed down. I'm thinking of the road rage driver who's weaving in and out of traffic to try to get somewhere faster, and then gets behind the person that stopped at the red light, revving their engine, and when the light turns green, the person is too slow to go. We're talking nanoseconds here, too slow to go, and the horn comes on and there's rage, right? I'm also thinking about all those times, where we have to wait for supply chain issues. Anybody had that lately? Yeah, lots of people, right? It's you think you're gonna, and then it doesn't happen. And it's, when you think about it from a particular point of view, it's like, well, gee, it used to take a year to get that. And I'm upset because it isn't here within a week or a month. There's even, I go to the gym on a regular basis, and there's even impatience in the gym. If someone has your machine and has it tied up, you're circling them. I've watched it, it's like, that's okay, that's all right, it's my machine, but okay, go ahead. Okay, fine, no, oh, you're still doing that. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. I'm waiting. So patience is something that is actually a skill set that we can develop. And, there's lots and lots of ways to develop patience. The way that I've found is, first we have to be aware that we're not practicing it. So it's like we stop and we notice that the mind is and so we're aware. And then, you know this, you get those, spiritual magazines and those uploads where they say, okay, now take 3 cleansing breaths, right? So actually that is incredibly helpful. You're releasing the polyvagal system and allowing your body to calm. So you take some breaths, you look at the expectations that are driving the impatience, and then if you're like me, you turn to compassion, even if it's hard. You just turn to this place inside that goes, that person, that situation, everybody's doing the best they can. So how about if I just calm down and slow down and practice patience, compassion, loving kindness. So that's what we work with on the spiritual path. And lucky us, you know what? We have the best means of practice that anyone ever could. You know what it is? Look to your right and look to your left. It would be people. That would be our practice field. Yes, indeed. And you laughed because don't you? Yeah, the ones that for whatever reason, they ping that place inside you and you instantly are like, whoa. Those ones, they're there to help you. Just think of yourself like you're in this rock tumbler and those people are smoothing your edges. Yeah, people, great practice field. The second area that helps us to surrender is really, it goes back to the surfer analogy. I have friends that are surfers. I've never been particularly drawn to that sport, but I have one friend in particular. He's older than I am, and he's been surfing his whole life and intends to do it until he can't do it anymore. And so we get in these he's an atheist and I'm not. And so we get in these interesting discussions about what it's really like out there on that board. And for him, he wouldn't say this, but when he describes what it's like, it's a spiritual experience. And I've said that to his annoyance. But remember, patience is something he needs to practice too. And I'm people. But one of the things he talks a lot about is how riding the ocean waves, kind of paying attention to the surf, to the rhythm, and then kind of with great alertness moving the board into position and catching it right at the moment to have that propelling force take you and carry you. So there's control, which we need, but then there's letting it go and just riding with it. And when he talks about that, it's like he's constantly like doing these nano adjustments as he's up on that board. Do any of you surf? No, me either. But we can get this analogy. So he's on the board, and the wave is not like constant. You know that. If you've ever been caught in a wave, it goes this way and that way and down. And so when you're riding on top of it, you're constantly having to make these little bitty micro adjustments to stay up and to keep going with the flow. It's a great analogy for what you and I have to do when we surrender into a greater wisdom about a situation we're caught in. We have to keep paying attention, be very alert to the currents of what we're called to that will help us move forward. And so alertness in the spiritual world is often called mindfulness. But in this context, I really want to use the word alert because it indicates a state of being where we're very, very awake in the situation. And why is that important? I don't know if any of you are going through a difficult time one way or another. And this talk is for you and for me. But in difficult times, one of the things that I learned as a therapist is that we often will kind of fall back into an old habitual response. And typically there's only 3, and you know them well because it's all over the media now. For some of us, when we were in difficult situations, we fled. We got away from there as quick as we could. And for other people, I'll get you. It's a fight thing. But for a lot of people, it's actually this other response, which is to just sort of. And so those don't go away. They're they're in the part that we call the reptilian brain, the brain that actually helped us survive. And so when we get in a situation that actually isn't even life-threatening, but it's threatening, if we're not careful, we can fall back into those responses, which are not particularly helpful, you may have noticed. If it's not a cougar stalking us, if it's a boss who's being outrageous, or if it's a diagnosis that has us kind of afloat in like fear. So alertness is a capacity that we develop to be present no matter what. To be present even when we notice ourselves wanting to go to fight, flight, or freeze. To be present even when our brain has shut off because what we just heard is inconceivable. It's alertness to a deeper thing that we can access that will help us navigate, micro-navigate the waves of whatever's to come. And the last capacity I saved because it's the hardest to talk about. And it's a word that is such a trigger word for any of you that were forced into a religious path of one sort or another. And the word is faith. It's actually lovely, but it's super hard to talk about for me. Maybe other people can. But for me, I always feel like I'm pointing at it and describing it, but it's very individual, and everyone has to kind of find their own way with what it means. And so I've brought you a quote and a story, and I think I'll tell you the story first. It's a very short story. Many of us who were raised in the Judeo-Christian tradition of North America heard about Moses. How many of you have heard about Moses, right? And Moses was this guy who led his enslaved Jewish brothers and sisters out of slavery to freedom. But the journey was a journey of surrender, actually, because they didn't know how they were going to be able to do that. And they had to pretty much, like on a dime, leave before the Pharaoh changed his mind, which he'd been doing. So the Pharaoh had been visited, and all the people had been visited by plague after plague after plague because he kept not letting them go. And so finally, he was convinced with the harshest of the plagues to let the Jewish people go. They were his workforce, so it was a difficult decision for him. So they knew, the Jewish people knew, that if they left, they would need to leave as soon as the word came. So they picked up everything and they left. And the Pharaoh changed his mind. So they're fleeing now. They're fleeing from the vengeful Egyptian army. And they come to the Sea of Reeds or the Red Sea, depending on which reading you've got. And there's no way around. And so they're wailing. I mean, they are in a situation where they feel like God has told them to flee and go and make their own life in the promised land. And they've got this army that's going to kill them. And they got Moses, who, is basically trying to follow what God's been talking to him about. And they're stuck. Have you ever been stuck? And so Moses, you can imagine, is like praying. While everybody's wailing, he's praying hard because they're going to get killed if something doesn't happen. So there's this guy. And I didn't know about this guy until fairly recently. There's this guy, maybe you knew about him. I don't even know how to say his name correctly, but I'm going to call it Nahshon. Nahshon. Nahshon was of the house of Judah, and he knew what Moses was trying to do. And he knew that they were called to freedom. And so everybody's freaking out, and Moses is standing there praying, and Nahshon jumps into the sea and starts walking. And he's walking, and it's up to his thighs. And he's walking, and it's up to his waist. And he's walking, and it's up to his shoulders. And he's not stopping. And he's walking, and it's up to his neck. And he's walking. And about that time, God says, Moses, do this. And he'd been given a special staff. Raise your staff, do this with your hands, and the sea will part. So Nahshon's out there a ways, as you can imagine, and he's like, the water's right here. Moses does the thing, the sea parts, and everybody like, whoa, go, and follows Nahshon. Did you know that part of the story? I had never heard that. I got that from my good friend Kalish. So that's faith. That story is about Nahshon's faith. That there was a calling, that they were supposed to respond to it, and even though nobody else was, he was going to do that. And one of two things would happen. He would die and be okay, or something would happen to allow the faith to move in ways that would move us forward. That's a very powerful thing, that kind of faith. Most of us, in times of difficulty, don't quite have it like that. And so the quote I brought you is actually from Martin Luther King Jr. And he's famous for saying this: faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. And that's really more of how I've discovered how to operate from faith when I don't know the whole picture. I don't know if the Red Sea's going to part. I don't know where this situation that I find myself in is taking me. But I'm willing to do the next right thing, not knowing even the second step, but just moving forward with what I've got, what I have. And in that way, we're sort of applying the faith that we have in ourselves and in the unseen. And just like Moses and Nahshon, instructions come. Now I'm saying that knowing that some of you have not had the instructions. And so your faith is a little like, yeah, right, I hear this, but it hasn't always operated like that for me. And the truth of the matter is that, faith is a muscle. that we develop, you know? Just like me at the gym, waiting for the guy to get off the elliptical. You know, we develop the muscle of faith by practicing it when things aren't horrible, when a situation is not dire, when we can just sort of be a little bit like Nasham in an easier situation. That's how we build that muscle. And we do it, you know, in spiritual life, we do it, the encouragement is to do it a lot. There's an old saying from India, it's too late to build the well when the house is on fire. And in a way, it's like it's too late to practice a really sturdy faith in a difficult situation. It's better to develop the sturdiness beforehand so that when those situations arise, you've got it and you can work with it. So hopefully you actually enjoyed this talk. Because really this is the skill set that spiritual folks develop over time, is the ability to know when it's appropriate to let go and to know when it's appropriate to take charge. That's the real piece of all this that I want to end with here, is it's not that your whole life you have to surrender, but it is that, you know, you're guiding your life just like the surfer. You're positioning yourself and then you're letting go and letting it carry. And then you're positioning yourself and then you're letting go, like that. And for all of us, through our entire life, right up to our death, that's how it goes. And so developing the skills now is a very potent tool in your spiritual toolbox to be able to pull out in times of difficulty. In case anyone's having one of those difficult times, how about if I do a prayer? And if you're not, I hope you're grateful. And you can just join me in prayer, knowing for the people that are going through a hard time, that they too will be grateful. So, I speak this word for myself, knowing it is true for anyone who would say yes to this prayer. First and foremost, I center myself in the awareness that there truly is a deep, profound wisdom operating through all that is and through me, in me, as me. This wisdom goes far beyond my ego mind. It goes far beyond the limited knowledge that I have. And I am available to a wider, broader knowing that allows me to move with clarity, even when my small mind doesn't understand. So I open to that wisdom now as I accept that in this moment and in the situations that will come that require my ability to let go and trust, to surrender and open, that I am held in that wisdom. I know when to position and when to let go. I know when to ride the waves of difficulty and conflict and opportunity. And I know when to position myself in certain ways to take advantage of that. This knowing is so far beyond my small mind that I amaze myself when I do it. And I open to having a depth of patience, a clarity of mind that is alert and open, and a faith that literally allows me to stand firm, knowing I am held and directed by something vast and powerful and love. In this way, I navigate in beautiful ways. I allow the lessons and the opportunities to arise, and grace moves me. And I am very grateful. And so it is. Thank you. I'm going to ask the ushers to prepare for the offertory. If you're new with us, You do not have to give a thing, but we are always grateful for any donation of any sort because we are self-sustaining. There is nobody giving us money other than each other. So thank you ahead of time for the gifts you bring.
I am open to receive all the good that is from me.
Look at that huge spider. I am open to... Don't hurt it, don't hurt it, don't hurt it, don't hurt it, don't, no. Be kind, be kind. Oh my gosh, it's huge. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. Do you have a cup? Can you pick it up? I am open to receive Just a slight distraction. Here we go. There's so much abundance and prosperity. All right, here we go. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. One more time from the top. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive all the good that is from me, including very large spiders.
All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about what's happening around this place. As I was trying to move it off the stage, I realized, well, wait.
Look at the sign behind you. It says welcome.
We welcome all beings.
You can't really blame the spider.
Where is it?
I don't know. It's
It's in your bass drum. You're good.
I don't see it, Robin, so it's hiding. It's probably smart. Yeah, let's just stand right here while I tell them about this. So, it's out. Okay. Never mind. Well, so what are we doing around here? Reverend Zena, raise your hands. There's Reverend Zena. She's teaching a really wonderful class that starts on the 13th of September, Tuesday night, and it goes from 6 to 8:30, and it's offered in an integrated fashion, so we are going to meet here, but also we'll have the opportunity for a Zoom link, and we'd love you to register for that if you would like to take this class, especially if you've been curious about what this philosophy has to say about things like love and light and peace and joy and surrender. It's a really powerful 10-week class. We'd love you to do it. You can register on our website, or you can see the folks at the Ask Me desk today, and they'll tell you how to do that. It's called The Essential Earnest. It's a wonderful class. Ernest Holmes was the founder of our philosophy. And then next week, we have a couple of things going on. The men's group is meeting at noon. And Philip, are we still doing an integrated? Yes. So it's an integrated offering you can do in person or join them by Zoom. And then right after the men's group is done, this incredibly powerful group of singers is coming. And they're coming at 2 o'clock. And if the weather's nice, we'll be outside. And these powerful singers are people that go to the hospitals and the nursing homes and people's private homes to sing people out of this life. They're called the Threshold Singers for a reason. And they are incredibly gifted singers. And you wouldn't think, hopefully we're not standing on that particular threshold right now. But we've had a lot of grief in the last few years. We've had divisiveness come into our families and our communities. We've had the loss of so many people. We've had to change and transform how we are in the world. We've had to wear masks. What can I say? There's a lot of grief. And they are offering this for free as a way of healing the heart. And so, especially on 9/11, it's a really powerful thing to participate in. And they would love you to come and be a part of it. So September 11th at 2 o'clock. This coming Friday night, Friday the 9th, yes. Renee, raise your hand, Renee. Renee and her group of support folks are going to be offering a full moon celebration. And if the weather holds, they're going to be in the lower meadow, and they invite you to bring a lawn chair or something to sit on if you would like to sit for this experience. Maybe a coat. You know, it's getting into September, but it's going to start at 7:30 and go to about moonrise, which would be 8:45. And so we'd love you if this is something you would enjoy to come. It's by donation only, and so you can come and give whatever you can. It involves all kinds of things. There's drum washing and didgeridoo and meditation and movement. It's really a wonderful thing. So that's happening this Friday. And the other thing that we're having is the opportunity, looking at this, to have the open drum circle, which is on the 14th of this month. And so that drum circle meets in here. We have a closet full of instruments and drums and all sorts of things. And it's open to any age group, and it's open to anybody who would like to come, whether you know how to drum or not. It is wild, and it is wonderful, and it's an hour from 7 to 8 on Wednesday night. So think about coming to that as well. And I think that's all. A reminder that our office is going to be closed tomorrow, and Kat, our teen advisor, I think might have an announcement.
Good morning. You've probably seen me up here talking about the teen group on Discord and all of that. I would like to share just a little bit more. The teen Discord is not just a place where they can go and hang out. It's not just a place to play games. It is a place of unconditional love and support for our teens online. Which, as many of you know, in social media and all of that, that's hard to find out there right now, especially with all the struggles with COVID. A lot of our teens haven't had proper school, haven't had proper socialization, and this is a place where they can come and they can talk and they can be heard and they can be listened to and supported and be themselves. And so if you know a teenager, we welcome them. So please send them our way. It's not just our Bellingham community. The program on Discord is global. And so anybody from any CSL can come. So please send them our way. We'd love to have them.
Noon today. And last but not least, we are in the middle, well, we're actually heading toward the end of a season that we call Gourmets for Good. And what that is it's a fundraiser that people volunteer to make a dinner, and then people bid for a place at the table, and then the dinners happen, and there's this incredible ability to connect and get to know people. And we've had a couple recently. So Shelley and Steve, they had, how many of you were at Shelley and Steve's? Yes, I hear it was incredible. They're so fun. Ronna Biggs and Kathy Angel, how many of you went to the fried clams and ate too many? Yep, all of you. And Kendra, I think you had yours, and yeah, people went to Kendra's. And so I wanted to thank all of the hosts, but also all of you who bid and showed up. We really appreciate it. It raised $14,000 for the center. Yeah, so just wonderful. So with that, without further ado, let's go back into the holiday weekend and stand and sing.
Indeed. And I actually have just two quick announcements. Well, yes, a couple
That
things. One, if you're looking for something to do on this very mild day, the Sweet Goodbyes, which is my band, we're playing as a full band down at Colshan Trackside today, which is that amazing park, and there's food trucks and all that down by the pump track near Waypoint Park. We'll be there from 3 to 5:30 today. So a nice big chunk of time if you want to come out and see some music. We have a drummer and a multi-instrumentalist playing with us as well. So there's that. And then also, if you're interested in learning how to play the ukulele, I'm starting up another CSL ukulele class beginning September 20th. It'll be on Tuesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. It'll get into the announcements next week, but I wanted to plant that seed, and you're welcome to see me after service if you have questions. It's for absolute beginners. All right? That's it. All right. I am blessed, I am blessed, every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am free, I am free, I am free, oh yeah, we're free. Every day of my life, I am free, 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 free. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am free, I am free, I am blessed. Sing it out. I am blessed, I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or I lay my head to rest, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed. Sing it out. I am blessed, I am blessed. One more time. I am blessed, I am blessed. You all have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.